Oof, good morning. Gearing up to film another video, but I stayed up really late watching season 2 of Dead to Me on Netflix, so just gotta get a little magic juice first. That's better. Let's go! Hey everybody, it's Molly with AllEars, and I am here today with a brand new video from my house, yet again. Today's topic, the scariest rides in Disney World. Now, some of these you may expect. They're thrill rides. They're supposed to be scary. They're loud, they're big, they're intense. But some of these attractions you may not think are going to be scary, and when you least expect it, your kids or even you may be frightened. We're going to go through the list, talk about each of them. Are you ready? Are you excited? It's going to get scary. First attraction on our list, Dinosaur. Dinosaur may actually be the scariest ride in Disney World when you're talking straight fear factor. Dinosaur is a thrill ride in Animal Kingdom in Dinoland, USA. It has a 40-inch height requirement. And the plot of Dinosaur is that you are going back in time to check out a few of the dinosaurs on this crazy time machine called the Time Rover.
The Cretaceous period. That's where you're going today.
Arrived, it seems, just in time to correct a little misstatement.
Dr. Marsh.
That is impossibly close to the giant asteroid impact that destroyed most life forms on Earth. Our tours are designed to take you to the early Cretaceous period.
But unfortunately, things go a little awry, and you end up finding a much meaner dinosaur, the Carnotaurus, than the friendly little iguanodon that you were looking for. There's also meteor showers, it's dark, it's loud. On the face of it, it's a scary attraction. Dinosaur is basically completely in the dark. It's very hard to see. The dinosaurs are illuminated. It's very, very loud. You're gonna hear dinosaurs running at you. You're gonna hear meteors crashing. You're gonna hear the branches of the dinosaur as they're running and stepping at you. It's very intense. It's very loud. And yeah, it's a pretty frightening attraction. A lot of people think because it has a 40-inch height requirement, which is a little bit on the lower side when it comes to thrill rides, that it's not gonna be scary and their kids aren't gonna be afraid. But I personally love Dinosaur. I think it's a very underrated thrill ride in Walt Disney World, and I definitely suggest you ride it. But if you've got kids that are a little nervous, just let them know what to expect. That's a good rule of thumb with any of these attractions. Just walk them through the fact that it's going to be dark, it's going to be loud. If you've maybe been on the attraction before or watched some of our videos, you maybe know when some of those bigger dinosaurs are going to pop out, so you can let them know in advance what to be ready for. But it's a really I'm trying to make a pun. It's not working.
Abort! Abort!
Iguanodon.
Forget it! Get them out now! They're not gonna make it! They're not gonna make it!
Mission accomplished.
Anyway, it's Jawsome. There it is. The second attraction on our list, another one that thrill seekers enjoy, is the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Tower of Terror also has a 40-inch height requirement, and it's that drop ride that takes place in the giant Hollywood Tower Hotel at the end of Sunset Boulevard. Tower of Terror, again, is spooky on the face of it. It's got a very scary overlay. The story is that you're going into the Hollywood Tower Hotel that has been condemned since something mysterious happened in 1939. Spoiler alert, it's that lightning struck the elevator and the people inside were taken to the Twilight Zone. So on the very face of it, when you walk into the queue, it's a little bit spooky. There's some kind of spooky music playing. The place is run down. When you head into the lobby, it's got cobwebs everywhere. It's dark, it's dusty. Then you go into the library for a pre-show where it's completely dark at one point, lightning strikes. It's very scary. A lot of kids get very, very nervous. Then you go into the even darker boiler room before you load into the elevator, and then of course there's that whole dropping 13 stories thing. So on the face of it, Tower of Terror is very spooky. It's themed to be that way, but it's also awesome. So I highly recommend it. Just walk your kids and grown-ups who are a little nervous through what's going to happen, and appreciate one of the most detailed and thematic attractions in Walt Disney World. But even after you've survived that 13-story drop and all the tricks and the twists that come with riding Tower of Terror, you haven't even faced the scariest thing yet. No, that is in the unloading dock. When you look around your elevator sitting on the side, Caesar, a ventriloquist dummy made from nightmares. So look out for him. It's actually an Easter egg from a Twilight Zone short, but still, I don't like it. Number 3, it's tough to be a bug. This is the first attraction on our list that doesn't have a height requirement and is in no way billed to be a thrill ride. It's Tough to Be a Bug is a 3D movie inside the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom, where you're going to weave through the roots of the beautiful Tree of Life, look up at all those gorgeous animal sculptures and carvings, and then you're going to go inside the theater where you're going to be given bug eyes so that you can see this 3D film featuring Flick and some of the other characters from Pixar's It's a Bug's Life. Now, it starts really, really cute. They've got the little bugs and they're teaching you all about the cool things that bugs can do. But because this is a 3D, or really a 4D show, as Disney likes to call them, there's some extra special effects. So there may be a little water squirted at you at certain times. You may feel a gust of wind when something happens. And for the first part of the show, it's all delightful, childish fun. But then Hopper shows up. You may recall him. He's the terrifying grasshopper from Bug's Life. And first of all, the Hopper animatronic is huge and very scary. Second of all, when Hopper shows up, things go south. He has gigantic spiders come from the ceiling to try and attack you. He has his hornet friends poke you in the back while it's completely pitch dark. Now, I have never been to It's Tough to Be a Bug and not heard children crying. Literally every single time I go, I hear at least one, if not multiple children, and let's be honest, probably adults crying, because really nobody likes giant spiders coming from the ceiling at them. It is a cute show. It is a fun show. It is a great way to beat the heat. And I love the queue because you get to, again, walk through the Tree of Life and look at how absolutely gorgeous that tree is. But be forewarned, this is not a super fun, happy show. It does get dark. It does get scary. Your kids and some adults will probably be a little nervous. So just letting you know. The Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion, again, is a family attraction. There's no height requirement, but it's also incredibly spooky themed. It's a haunted mansion after all. But don't worry, it is a Disney haunted mansion, so there's nothing too scary. However, it will stress out some of your younger kids, especially the first part. When you first go into the haunted mansion, it's very dark, there's very creepy music, the cast members are not friendly like they're used to, and the very first thing you see is a portrait of an old man that fades into a skeleton. Then you're ushered into the stretch room, which is a very tight and closed space. You hear a ghost talking to you throughout the entire thing. You see some nefarious photos appear, but what really scares kids in the stretch room is when it goes completely pitch black and you hear a scream because the ghost host is telling you how he died. It's really great. Then you're gonna be ushered into the attraction where you're gonna board your dune buggy. And again, the first part of the Haunted Mansion is a little bit spooky when you're talking about the actual ride. That's when you're gonna see the portraits that illuminate. That's when you're gonna go by the coffin where the guy's hand is trying to get out of it. There are a few spookier touches in the first part of the mansion. But on purpose, Disney designed the fun part of the mansion to be at the end. At the end is when you get to hear grinning ghosts, you get to see the mellow men singing, you get to see the ghost dancing, the hitchhiking ghosts play around with you, and so Disney put that at the end, so hopefully all the fun, enjoyment, trickster ghosts make your kids forget about the horrifying things that happened earlier. But for real, Haunted Mansion is a classic, it's an iconic, it's a must-do when you go to Walt Disney World. But if you've got little ones that are afraid of the dark or get a little nervous at spooky things, just walk them through what's gonna happen, or perhaps maybe someone else in your party rides first to see if your kids can handle it. Number 5, Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain TM. This is one of my favorite attractions in all of Walt Disney World. It's located in Animal Kingdom, 44-inch height requirement. It's located in Asia, and it is the roller coaster that takes you up the Forbidden Mountain, and you have an encounter with the Yeti. So all roller coasters are thrilling on the face of them. That's the whole point of a roller coaster. But the reason we're including Expedition Everest as opposed to something like Rock and Roller Coaster is because of the unexpected. In Expedition Everest, not only is it one of the tallest attractions in all of Walt Disney World, and you really get to see how high you're going as you head up the mountain. The attraction has you go backwards in the dark, which is spooky. It has the Yeti come at you, which is very, very loud, even though Betty doesn't move anymore. That's the Yeti. She used to go like this and try and grab you, but she doesn't anymore, and probably never will. But that's a story for another time. Expedition Everest is very loud, it's very intense. The whole theme of it is that a giant monster is trying to get you. So it adds an extra layer of thrill, of scare than a roller coaster like Rock and Roller Coaster Spacebound, which are scary in their own right, but they're not like scary because a giant monster is trying to get you. Pirates of the Caribbean. This is again another one of my favorite attractions in Walt Disney World, but this is actually one that scared me when I was little. Something about one of the auction scenes when the guns are going off just really stressed me out as a child. But then, you got into the old yo-ho, yo-ho, and I quite enjoyed it. But when I recently took my family to Walt Disney World, my younger nephew was a little stressed out at the first part of Pirates of the Caribbean when you go through the cave and you can see the skeleton and then there's the big flash. That part I do know can stress out some kiddos. So once again, this is an iconic attraction. I insist that you ride it when you go to the Magic Kingdom, but just let your kids know that the first part may be a little bit dark, it may be a little bit spooky, but there's a lot of fun coming, and pirates, they're just silly pirates. Plundering and stuff. Rise of the Resistance. This is one of Walt Disney World's newest attractions. It's the premier attraction in Hollywood Studios inside Galaxy's Edge, and it is awesome. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done at Disney, and if you have the chance to ride it, you absolutely should. Side note, if you want tips on getting a boarding group, learn more about Rise of the Resistance, we've got videos, a link for you on that. But Rise of the Resistance is really cool, but it's really immersive. That's part of why it is so awesome. But that may scare some of your younger guests. When you first go into the... Oh, spoiler alert, by the way. If you don't want to know what happens on Rise of the Resistance, get out of here. Okay, if you want to know what happens on Rise of the Resistance, when you first are captured by the First Order, it's very intense. It's a real person boarding your Resistance transport unit. They're going to yell at you, like kind of nicely, but not really. They're still a First Order general. They're going to make you get off. The first thing you're going to see is a huge hangar bay filled with stormtroopers. It's awesome, but could be a little intimidating. The First Order generals are then going to usher you into an interrogation room, which is pretty dark, and Kylo Ren is there. Then as you're on your mouse droid as escape transports, you're going to see those giant AT-ATs. You're going to be in the middle of space battle, and at one point you get very, very close to a very, very realistic Kylo Ren. So it may stress out some of your younger kids, especially if they're not super familiar with Star Wars. So just keep that in mind. It is an incredibly immersive attraction. Oh, at one point, Kylo Ren's lightsaber comes through the ceiling after he's been chasing you for a little bit. Again, it's awesome, and I cannot overhype this ride enough. But if you have got younger ones, especially ones, again, that aren't super familiar with Star Wars, aren't super into thrills, keep that in mind. But again, it's awesome. Probably the best ride in Walt Disney World, and you should probably just traumatize your kids so that they can ride it and experience it. Don't tell them I said that. Journey into Imagination with Figment. This is again a family-friendly attraction. There's no height requirement, located in the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot, and this is the one where you can see Figment, that iconic purple dinosaur. The attraction is a tour through the Imagination Institute with Dr. Nigel Channing, aka Eric Idle from Monty Python, but he's also in Casper, let us not forget. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Dr. Nigel Channing is taking you on a tour of the Imagination Institute, but it gets overtaken by Figment, and he gets you on a crazy tour. Kids love it. Smells like skunks at one point, but that's not the scary part. The scary part is at the end. There's a very loud boom and wind effect that will stress out some kids. Also will blow your hats or ears off, so make sure you take them off.
You said it, Doc. Imagination is a blast.
But I'm not even done. The true scariest part of Journey into the Imagination is right after that boom effect when they're singing Imagination, One Little Spark. There's a moon, but Dr. Nigel Channing's face is the moon. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And number 9, the actual scariest attraction in all of Walt Disney World, Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. Okay, perhaps I'm biased, but there is a gigantic 7.5 foot tall, 12 foot wide Ursula animatronic that is very scary. And I know I'm not the only person that's scared of it. I'm sure there's toddlers out there that are scared too. So just be warned, if your kids are scared of Ursula like they should be, she's in there. Same thing goes for Voyage of the Little Mermaid, the stage show at Hollywood Studios. There's a 12-foot Ursula puppet in that one. And then also Ursula shows up at Fantasmic, which one of my favorite things in all of Disney World, the Nighttime Spectacular at Hollywood Studios. So yeah, for me, anywhere Ursula surprisingly shows up, a little bit of a nightmare. Well, that wraps up the scariest rides in Walt Disney World. Did the scariest ride to you make the list? Is there something that scared you that didn't? Let us know in the comments. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net. Thank you so much for following. Stay safe. I'm Molly, and it's been magical. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.